pretty city, and you have a really good community. So the session is about the front-end automated testing. You can see this is the hashtag in Twitter. You want to blame on me or just criticisms or whatever, just feel free. And also, how many frontenders are in the room? Only those frontenders? The other are developers? Yeah? Any other that is just get into this room by mistake? No? Okay, the session is not only for frontenders, it's for everybody, testers, or everybody that want to understand how things works when you are just developing during the process of web development. So this is me. This is my Twitter handle. The same. If you want to insult or whatever. So yeah, I do Drupal, as you can see. I come from Spain. Sorry for my poor English. More from the southern part, Andalusia, Sevilla. Maybe you know. Okay, but I'm living in Sweden, in Stockholm. That's because my Swedish accent. You know? Yeah. So I'm working in
Sweden.
Yeah. So I'm working in Ericsson in Stockholm since 1 year and a half. So yeah, you know, Spain is good for vacation, but not good for work. So that's my blog. Sometimes I write some stuff there. Now I'm lazy. I don't write too much, but yeah, you know, it depends. Okay, this is a history. This is is based on true facts. Okay, maybe some of them we have experienced the same. It's about web development. Okay, and we have the collaboration of some guys. Maybe some of them are in the room, some of them not. But okay, you will feel really close to these people. So developers, you know that there's a lot of people that is involved in web development. They are developers, and you know how they are. You know this kind of people that are really cool, and everybody loves Drupal in the. And also we have DevOps. DevOps are these guys that they have to build the environment and prepare the stuff, the server, for letting people start the project. Okay, and yeah, sometimes they are pretty annoying, you know. So also we have designers. They are cool. I don't understand when they start to speak about the colors and this stuff. I don't understand anything, but it's okay. They're funny and fancy. So yeah. And also, why not users? We have to deal with users when in the web development process. That is funny. You can learn a lot of stuff from users. And yeah, why not clients? Who didn't listen to some stuff like from clients like this? Like I want this stuff. I want this for yesterday. Maybe we can just fix this. Yeah, weird things, you know. Yeah, I think. You had the same experience. And yeah, more people involved in web development. Browsers are part of the web development. Maybe you know if you are a frontender, you know, yeah, sure. And this guy also. Yeah, in my actual project I had to deal not only with i9, I had to deal with i7. It's a nightmare, but it's okay. And okay, after so we start our project, we are happy, and then after dealing with those guys, the project starts to feel a little bit worse than we expected. So yeah, the front end in our case is something like that, you know, something like okay, things start to be really wrong. So what is the solution for that? No? What about refactoring? Yeah, we can fix it, no? So we need to fix something. Yeah. Oh, maybe we can add this hack for make this work in IE, or maybe we can add this stuff, client requirement. Maybe we can fix this, blah 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 blah. So we have some kind of fixes, and as you can see, it's fixed. it works. It's not the best way. It's not pretty, but it works. It's okay. Yeah, but it's not what we expected when we start the project, and when we say, okay, I'm developer. I want to do things really, really good. Also, I have a demo. Hopefully, it's working. I don't know. Yeah, it's working. So when you start as frontend, when you start to deal with CSS, sometimes this CSS is like this. You start to tweak something in other place. Why not? I can tweak this, and then I tweak this, and then everything breaks, or your CSS is a little bit messy. And yeah, as bonus, you can see, yeah. So after that, okay. After this funny introduction, let's go to the business. And now what? After this, now we need a solution. We need something to make things better. So we have it. We have FAT. FAT is front-end automated testing. Yeah, and this is something that we like code that works. We like to code, and we like pretty code, and also code that works. So after this process, as you can see, you start to code something, but yeah, you have some requirements or some stuff that implies some tweaks, some hacks, that then code is not what you expected. It's really difficult to find a bug, or maybe there is a bug and you didn't notice that. So you like that your code works. That's because you are a developer. Okay, so how we can just have something that works? There is something that is called continuous integration. It's a fancy word now in web development and in software development. And it's I can resume that yeah, press a button and receive bacon. So you just only press a button, and you know when your code is broken or not. It's easy. If it's broken, it's red. If it's not broken, it's green. So green good, red is bad. And yeah, another stuff is unit tests. Unit tests is something like yeah, it's like this pill that you take every morning to feel powerful. And in this case, it's like yeah, it's like every time you add a new functionality in your code, or you add a new hack, new fix, new client requirement, or whatever. Yeah, you should add or update your unit test. In this case, you have a piece of functionality. You just write the code for this functionality, and then every time you change something in the code, you should update tests. Another way of doing that is you first write the test and then write the functionality. But this is not ideal in a normal web development process. Also, clients are really, really skeptical about that. But it's okay. Just remember to update your tests, and then also remember to write them. So let's talk about a unit test. A unit test has some characteristics that is automated. So a test should be automated. If you had to do something, or you execute a lot of commands to run a test, this is not useful. Then it requires more time, and then this is something that is wasting your time. So it should be automated. Also should be repeatable, so you can run the test a lot of times. That is important in different contexts or environments or whatever. Also should be easy to understand. So if you read the test, then should be more or less you should understand what is going on. Incremental is this kind of thing that you can add more features or more testing functionalities to the test in an easy way. And easy to run. Also, if you had to install a lot of libraries and then download the whole internet to install the testing environment or whatever, then it's not easy. Then it's yeah, it takes a lot of time. Then client gets angry because it takes more time, more budget into the project. So it should be easy to run and also fast. Okay, if a test takes a lot of time to run is for nothing. Okay, after that, everybody understand testing, more or less? Yeah, sure. Don't be shy. No, can continue. If I go fast, yes. Yeah, the theory is okay. Now let's dig into how we can do it. Okay. So our testing tools. In this session, I'm gonna try to talk about the Drupal 8, or how we are trying to implement front-end testing in Drupal 8. It's okay for Drupal 7, and even it's okay for any web project. Whatever. Is anybody here from Joomla or WordPress? No? Yeah? Yes. You know the guy. Okay, no worries. You can implement the same as front-end testing. So any is for any web project. So you can implement in any web development process. So in this case, I'm gonna try to explain what we are doing in Drupal 8. So we are using a test swarm module. This is the URL. And yeah, test swarm is also for Drupal 7 in this case, for Drupal 8, for Drupal 7. And FAT is the front-end automated testing module. This is only for Drupal 8. Don't try to find it in Drupal 7, it's not available. And now I'm gonna explain why. Yeah, because in Drupal 7, test swarm has like FAT integrated in Drupal 7, so you don't need it. Yeah. And also, these are the testing frameworks. These modules are specific for Drupal 8, and testing frameworks are global, are valid for any web project. So some testing frameworks, these are some of them, but there are a few more. QUnit is the one I'm gonna explain. Is the one we use in front-end testing for Drupal. Casper.js is really nice. I have discussed with people about Casper.js, and it's getting better, so it's really good. Phantom.js is like a headless browser to run tests in the command line without needing a real browser. So it's like a complement for both QUnit and Casper.js. And Jasmine is good for front-end testing. There's also one that is Dalek.js. You know Doctor Who Daleks? There is one Dalek.js. It's really, really new. It's still, I guess, in version 0.9 or something like that. The guy that is working on it is, is open source. He's working alone, so he needs some more help. But has some features like Casper.js, but it has a lot of stuff that is a little bit different. So the thing is, I suggest you to try, for example, anything, and then just use the one that you feel more comfortable. There are JavaScript, so as long as you know JavaScript, they are pretty similar one and others. And this is the structure of the testing framework. In this case, this is the test swarm module that is like this can of bacon. And it's a container for where you just place the FAT module. So this is the container. This is the collection of tests, and these are the tests. Okay, these slices of bacon are the tests, and then you place them in FAT module, and test run just take all these tests and run them. You can see that later. Okay, this bacon module is your module where you can start to write your tests, and then you just install it or enable it into FAT, and then you can run it using test run. So okay, now things are gonna get a little bit geek. So if anybody wants to just jump out of the room, feel free. So let's start. This is more or less the structure of the module. In this case, you have your test implementation, and then you just name your test. You just specify the module name, the description, what it's gonna do. If you are going to use, this is the file where you place your JavaScript. Okay, and if you have some dependencies for third-party libraries, And yeah, and this is where the path where you are going to execute the test, and if it requires permissions or not. If you are, anybody is familiar with this structure, more or less? Yeah, it's like yeah, Drupal syntax. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Now your like custom module example, or is it some module that you have already in the Drupal?
This?
It's just a custom module name that you chose.
Yeah, yeah. This is a new module that you create for your project. You start from scratch, and then you only need this. You only need this file with this hook. That's all.
And for dependencies, I need that module. Do I need that module installed?
No. The dependencies are yeah, are handled by the test run. No worries. Even the jQuery simulate or whatever is included in test run. So no, there's nothing special. If it's a library that is not there, then you can just place it in your module, and then you can just add the, yeah, in this case you say the name of your module and the name of the library, or even the path. That's okay. Okay, and this is, as you can see, this is the JavaScript file that you just linked here, and this is the JavaScript file. Okay. If you just feel that you don't understand something, just stop me. I'm gonna try to explain it the best way. Okay, yeah, we have blah 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 blah. This is some stuff for like configuration and blah blah blah. In this case, you just define your test with the name of your test, and there's just like an info definition with the name, description, and the group. It's good to group the tests with the same. For example, if you are going to test your menu or your toolbar or whatever, it's good to have all the menu tests grouped in the same group or whatever. It's good for you and good for the other developers. And here in test definition is where your key unit tests are going. And this is blah 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 more stuff.
Can you add more than one group?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have yeah, you can add a new test in the same group, or even you can add more tests with different groups in the same file.
Okay, but can you say that this test is for testing menu and testing bacon or something? Is it possible?
Yeah. Later I can show you real tests and how are structured. But the thing is, yeah, you can add, for example, menu and add a new test later, and then say that the group is the same, or menu, or bacon, or whatever. So in this case, is for your structure, own structure. It's not that it's gonna work differently. Okay. Now, before starting a test, you just like set up the test. And setup is there's two stuff. There is one is the start and the tear down. Setup is some stuff that you have to do before running all the tests, before running any test. So in this case, for example, you want to clean up a form, or you want to pre-fill a form, or you have a toolbar and then you want to open the toolbar first, or a submenu or whatever, before running any test, or it depends. Then you just add this stuff in setup, and tear down is run before running each test. For example, in your test collection you have 5 tests. Setup is running before running any of those tests, and tear down is run before running each test. Okay, so it's like a cleanup. You just, for example, in setup, fill the form or open the toolbar or whatever, and yeah, and then when you run the first test, you want to clean something, or do you want to do something specific, something else, then you can add that stuff in tear down. Yeah, this is more or less common in all testing frameworks. And and now let's go for a key unit. Okay, QUnit is the syntax or the syntax for the writing tests using JavaScript with the QUnit framework. And first, assert is something that should be true or false, and these are things that you want to check. For example, if a button is pressed, or if you if something has red color, this is an assert. This is just a question that you try to verify if they're true or not. Okay. In this case, we have an assert that is okay, and as you can see, it says that if the argument is true or not. For example, you have this variable is true, and then you say QUnit, okay, is barbecue ready? Then it's gonna be green if in this case because it's true. But if you set barbecue as false, then barbecue is not ready. This is simple. And you say, okay, this is a little bit stupid. But for example, you want to check if a checkbox is checked or not, or if your toolbar is open or not, or stuff like this. Then you just use okay. You use equal. That is a simple comparison with the double equal. And in this case, this is variable is bacon, and then you just say, hey, is barbecue equal to bacon? Yes. That is chicken. No. Then it's green or red.
Ruben, so that first line, the barbecue equals bacon, is that the same? So you're not actually using QUnit.assert, you're not assigning it, you're just using the simple variable declaration?
Here.
Yeah. So you're not using there's one other testing framework which uses actually this assert. Is that something else?
Yeah, there are others. For example, in Casper you use the
object.
It's
simple test, isn't it?
Yeah, in simple test you use the object this.
The assert. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
This assert. But there are other frameworks that use the object this. And even you can use it here also.
Okay.
So that it depends on how you define your variables. Yeah. But in this case, I want to do it easy. There's people that don't understand JavaScript here. Everybody understand JavaScript?
Excuse me. I don't understand. Does the bacon barbecue will show?
No. Yeah. This is a message.
Mm-hmm.
This is the message that it's gonna show when when the test passes. Then if you can see that the message is green and it's okay, and the message is gonna be red if it's not okay.
Is there one? Can you take one step back?
Yeah.
That's saying spring the barbecue ready is using the snow, and that's before next last one. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, barbecue ready is because this is ready.
Yeah, but there's the same string. Is it in the snow?
Yeah, the thing is, you have only one message.
Okay.
And then if the variable is true, the message is gonna be green, and if the variable is not true, the message is gonna be red. The thing is, you don't have different messages.
Yeah, but the message has to be same because there's only one line.
Yeah, the thing is, the message should explain what is going on. No saying this is good, this is bad. No, you have to say I'm checking if the menu, the drop-down menu, opens when I'm clicking, and then you in the message you say menu opens when I click in the button. Okay, then if the message is green, is the test passes. And if the message is red, is test doesn't pass.
Just a minor question. It's probably really easy to configure the colors, right?
Yeah, this is CSS.
Yeah.
The thing is, the front end of this stuff is pure HTML and CSS, so you can customize everything. Even if you run them in the command line, then you have this.
But the background of the question was that a lot of men are colorblind and not see the difference between plain green and plain red.
That's it. Okay, the equal assert is a normal comparison with the double equal operator. Not equal is pretty straightforward. It's not equal. No, you say this is not equal to salad. Then salad is okay, and then if it's not equal, in this case barbecue is salad and they are equal, so it's wrong. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Delete equal, and in this case it's a comparison, but it's comparing objects itself. So it's comparing this is a JavaScript object, and it's comparing if they have the object has the same structure. That is div equal. In this case, you know that it's mid property is bacon, and then the div equal just try to check if it's equal, and in this case if it's div equal. In this case it's chicken, and this is not equal. This is for compare objects. If you have a JSON array or some complex structure in a variable, then you should use div equal because the normal equal comparison is not working. Okay, maybe it's gonna compare the types only. Not div equal is the same. There's the opposite. So yeah, it's gonna try to see if the two objects are equal or not. In this case, it's not equal. Blah blah blah. Yeah, a strict equal is the same than that equal, but using the triple operator. In this case, for those that don't know JavaScript, but everybody knows JavaScript here. Yeah, the triple equal is comparing the value, but it's also comparing the types of the variable. And in this case, you can see that if you have a string, number 1 in a string, with a normal comparison is going to be true, but with the strict equal is going to be false. In this case, it's true, but in this case, it's false. Okay, and not a strict equal is the opposite. It's easy. So you can say, oh, why this strict equal and not a strict equal? If they are the opposite, is like you don't really need it. But the thing is, you try to make a test readable. So if you read not a strict equal this is more readable than to have not a strict equal and then you just have a negation of the variable or something like that. So it's better to have a more understandable naming for functions. And, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, and now the spec. Yeah, these are the asserts. These are the things that you want to verify, and the spec is like the things that are gonna the number of asserts. I'm gonna explain it. The number of asserts you are gonna have. So in this case, you have in this case you have one assert that is equal, and you say spec 1. If you have 3 asserts, 3 equal or 1 equal, 1 okay, 1 not equal, whatever, then you have to add here the number of asserts you are going to use in your test. This is for you need to know in advance how many asserts going to check and try to verify that this is okay. And also it's good for you to be sure that you are writing the right asserts. In this case you have 2 asserts, 1 equal, 1 not equal, and then you say 1 spec only, and then it breaks. So the tense is going to say, yeah, there's something wrong here. Yeah, that is only. You define your spec before starting to define the asserts or your test definition, and that's perfect. There's nothing else you have to do. And also we have 2 ways of testing. That is synchronous test. Synchronous testing is yeah.
Can I ask you a question before you move on to this? How do you decide what to test? Like, what is that a separate? Is that a whole other issue? You know what I mean? How do you decide what to test? Why I'm running a test for this because
this is in it depends on your project complexity, okay, or it depends on your project experience. For example, sure, I decide to test this thing because this break 3 times, and the client noticed that, you know, and then you say, okay, I don't want the client to notice that this is broken again. So yeah, I want to notice that before client. Then you say, I'm gonna write a test for that. It's a good practice. Yeah.
All right.
this is not the good way. This is like it's not the proactive way, but it's okay. The proactive way is to, when you write your, for example, your fancy super menu with fancy stuff, then you should write tests for your super menu to be sure that your menu works. And for example, if you have different breakpoints with different screen sizes or whatever, you should write tests for all this stuff. In some cases, project budget is not is small, then you don't have time for that stuff, or maybe client don't want to pay or whatever. And in other cases, there are no time for writing tests, But it depends. But a good practice that is the almost 80% of the people just follow, or 80% of people that write tests follow. That is when something breaks 2 or 3 times and client notices before to you, then you say, okay, let's write a test to be sure that I'm proactive in this. Okay.
Quick question about the expect manager users.
Yeah, usually use it. And I think QUnit is gonna complain if there is not a spec.
Okay.
We can try it, but I didn't try it, but I think that it complains because it has not the spec or the right number in the spec. Then it says that I don't understand what you want to do. Synchronous testing. Synchronous testing is, synchronous is something that happens and then something happens next and something happens next, and like steps. When you are a user, then you click here and then you go here and then you go here. This is synchronous. Then synchronous testing this is an example of a test. Synchronous. Something happened here. There is a number. I don't know what is it. Yeah, this is a 3. I can assure you that it's a 3. Okay, we have a variable that is barbecue ready is true, and also with all barbecue is going to be a bacon, and then we have the all assertions. This okay, barbecue ready to, and then equal. This barbecue is bacon, and then not equal barbecue is salad. We have these 3 stuff that is 1, 2, and the other, and they are gonna be executed. So first it's gonna check this. After that it's gonna check this, and after that it's gonna check this. Nothing happens in between, so that's pretty straightforward. This is synchronous. It's okay. Now asynchronous testing. Why asynchronous testing is useful? For example, you have a request for an external service, and then you just, for example, you want to check if your custom staff retrieves an image from external service and just place the image in one container and just resize it or something like that. But if you do it like synchronous testing, then you just send the request and then check immediately if the image is in the container and then check if it's resized. But the image is still downloading, then the test is going to break. So you should just first request the image, wait until the image is downloaded and place on the container, and then you can continue with your test. This is asynchronous. Okay, this is used with AJAX requests or this stuff. And just an example of an asynchronous test is easy. Okay, we have for barbecue ready false because we didn't start the barbecue, and when barbecue is going to be a bacon, and this is the time in milliseconds. Remember milliseconds. Sometimes you say no, there's 10 seconds, and you place 10, and nothing works because this is not seconds, it's milliseconds. And first, you say QUnit stop. You stop your test, so the execution of QUnit is gonna stop here. You set a timeout. The timeout is this time, a timeout of 36,000 milliseconds. And then you do your stuff inside. Your stuff that is gonna take some time, your AJAX request or your thingies. In this case, we just set the barbecue as ready. It should be the last one. As soon as we first check barbecue ready, it's ready, and then QUnit start. As soon as you finish your stuff here, you don't forget to start again QUnit. If not, QUnit is gonna stop and never continue. So it's gonna be you will never have a result. So inside, as soon as you finish all your stuff, you just QUnit start again, and then it's gonna wait 36,000 milliseconds, and then it's gonna continue with the rest of your test. Any questions about that? Yeah.
It's possible to do any kind of event that you don't have to pause for some time.
Yeah, like a trigger an event
Yeah,
or
when
something.
the image is loaded, it triggers an event.
Yeah. Yeah, for example, instead doing this key unit start here, you can say when for example, this event happen, then you just go key unit start.
So
If
it has some. Does it have the possibility? Can you do it?
yeah, you can do it. You can do anything that is jQuery or JavaScript. So it's on your own. Even if you don't want to use a timeout, I think that you can just instead using the timeout, you can use this key unit stop and only start again when this event triggers. Yeah.
Stop and start events.
Yeah.
Then you can
Yeah, instead doing that with a timeout, you can do it like Q unit stop and only Q unit start when this event triggers or when this happens. That's okay, you know, because you know that the Q unit is not gonna continue until you just say Q unit start again. So it's gonna great.
So is the Q unit when you have written the code?
Yeah.
And it's like through it, is it maybe some kind of array of those that stuff that you have put in order and building on that? Because it's like
Yeah, I'm not
so
sure.
it's not like what's happening in background.
Yeah, but take into account that the test should be readable. You start to use complex.
I mean that what is happening in background is like because normally it just would set the timeout and continue to the next function. Right?
Yeah.
Then it would make the function, but now that stop, it's easy like that. Q unit is building from the method calls some kind of array in the background, and then stop the start functions operate on that. So
Yeah, but
we know how to do it.
yeah, you can add complexity to the test. You can add. No? Okay, we can discuss it later if you want. And and you can see a specific example. But my suggestion is try to don't add custom stuff. And, try to make a test readable, easy to understand, because it's the best way to maintain it later. You know. And and also you can test user actions. So we have seen some examples that are ridiculous. But you're testing user actions like clicks or mouse over or this stuff. So for testing user actions, you can use an external library like jQuery Simulate, and it just takes all these events like key press, key down, key up, or a lot user interactions, normal user interactions. So you add this dependency of jQuery Simulate that is in the test1 module, and it's okay. The library is here, and this is an example. Again, there is an spec here. There is a number. There should be 1. Yeah, a 1. And we have this blah 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 blah, and this trigger change. This is also answer your question. You can just trigger this change event, and then when it's okay, and then you just check that something happens. Okay, even you can just trigger key press, key down, or mouse over, or whatever. This kind of interaction. I guess it has also for mobile devices interactions if you want to do some stuff for mobile. And now go to demo. I don't know if I have enough time. 5 minutes for the presentation and then 15 minutes for questions.
No.
5 minutes for everything?
11:05 starts next.
Oh man. Okay, give me a second.
Too many cat pictures.
Yeah, I can show you. I was trying to make it work. I don't know why it's not working. This is for Drupal 7, and it should work for Drupal 7. This is it's big enough. You can see it there. This is the test1 module in Drupal 7, and then if you go to here run al test. I get this. Yes, I get that one error here. I don't know what is happening. Seems that is something, but this is the interface for test run for a Q&A. Sorry, and let me check if I can run. What happened now? Okay. Let me check if I can run something. Okay, let's check. This is the overview for test, and then you can see that it's checking the form radius, form collapse, form autocomplete, and let's try to. Yeah, you can see how it's working. And I have the error. Sorry for that. I don't know what I did. You know, never touched something before a presentation. Yes, but as you can see, this is the assets. This is the message, and you can see that it's green, 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 green. This is beautiful, and this is okay. The message is gonna be the same, but if it's not passing, then it's red. And then you can see that it's testing this autocomplete widget. We are going to test anything else. For example, yeah, this collapsible is funny, and also you can test. So you can run the test for any theme you have installed in your Drupal site. In this case, we can do it for Backtick, or we can do it for 7, for example. Look at this. I'm not touching anything, and it's testing, collapsing, blah 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 blah. And sorry for the error.
We have some option to run it without showing what happens, like just run the test and see the results without the start happening in the UI.
In the UI.
Yeah. So you run, just run the whole tests and
just see the results.
Yeah. Directly.
Without seeing the.
Yeah. You can run in the command line using Phantom.js. Okay. And also you can. Yeah. The thing is, you don't want to see that. You don't want it to run it using the user interface. You can run it using the command line. I can show you later. Okay, it's easy. Okay, and you have this all the things. It's gonna checking, and if it's green or if it's red. Do you want to see more samples or want to see code? We have a few minutes, only 2 minutes, something like that. Even though we can have a both, we can sit down, I can show you code, or tomorrow we have a code sprint. Yeah, just feel free to join us, and we can maybe contribute with some tests for Drupal 8, or we can do other stuff. So feel free. We are gonna stay some time here tomorrow. I'm gonna stay here.
Maybe one more question: how can they relate to other browsers?
Yeah, good question. So in this case, I'm running the test for this browser, and then you can see that the browser is detected here. You know, operating system and also the version and everything. If you want to run this test in Internet Explorer, you have to install Internet Explorer. In this case, I have this stuff that is really funny. As I said, I'm working for a project that requires i9 and i7. And look at this. I have Windows Vista in i7 and Windows 7 with i9. It's pretty easy to install. You only have to download a VirtualBox, and you have to download these 2 boxes from this place. That is modern. I guess it's modern.ie. Yeah. Here you can download these virtual machines for IE, for any operating Windows operating system. You go here. Victor. Yeah, this is the second solution. First solution is to install the machine, and the second is using this stuff, browser stack. But the browser stack in this case, it takes like a screenshots of what is happening. The good stuff, I don't like it, but the good stuff they have a lot of browsers. Where is the browser? I don't know. Should be here, real browser. Yeah. These are the list of browsers that they support with operating systems. There's a few of them, even for mobile devices. Apple, iOS, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, it's free if you use it not too much, not for professional stuff. And also they have an API for automating PHP and a lot of stuff. I was trying their developer stuff. It's good, but I prefer to do it myself. But it's good. So as I say, you go here and then you just download the virtual machines. Just select the VirtualBox format or whatever. Even for VMware parallels, and then you just select the operating system. You have all this crap there, even i6. I think we ran out of time. So just feel free to just hang around with me anywhere.